All right, we are live. Well, good morning to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with a special live examination. And joining me again is Michael Kormaroff. Thanks for joining, Michael.
Always fun to be here on Sunday morning.
Right, and what are we looking at today? We are looking at stouts yet again. Got some pretty interesting ones. It's perfect time of year to drink these things. So, Michael, what do you have?
Okay, I have from Brooklyn Brewing in Brooklyn, New York, their black chocolate stout. I believe this is still brewed in upstate New York at Saranac in Utica, because most of the stuff they do in their brewery here is specialty items. But this, I think, is brewed in Utica. But this is a Russian Imperial Stout, 10% ABV.
Nice. I would love to try that one, and I definitely will if I ever see it. And what I'm drinking is just a little bit stronger than the one you have. Mine is from New Holland Brewing Company, and this is their Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. It's 11% alcohol out of Holland, Michigan. All right, so I'm pretty excited about this one. I pretty much like bourbon barrel-aged anything, it seems like, so.
I think, now again, I'm just basing it on what we've done together in these type styles, that you really are going to like it. How does it look in the glass?
Looks really good. Didn't pour with too much of a head, but I probably could have poured it more aggressively. It is 11% though, so you wouldn't necessarily expect a huge head to build with that high alcohol, but looks like a good stout.
Mine has a little bit more of a head, kind of a beige head, but similar to yours, similar in color anyway.
Smells good. A lot of dark chocolate on mine, on the nose.
Mine as well.
And you can definitely tell that this one is barrel aged. You're getting some bourbon on the aroma, some caramel. But the main thing with mine anyway is that dark chocolate is really prevalent on the aroma.
Let me smell mine again. Mine as well. The dark chocolate is the lead nose for sure. There might be in the background a little bit of alcohol in mine, but it's not a prevalent. You know, you could smell the barrel aged quality in mine, but I don't even know if mine is barrel aged, but it has that kind of barrel aged kind of feel to it.
Right. Really not getting too much booziness on the nose with this one. It just smells like a dark chocolate caramel bomb. I mean, it smells really good. I guess you could say you could smell, you can smell some of the bourbon qualities, but it's not like a pungent, it's not an alcoholic or an alcohol forward smell.
Yeah, mine is not in your face either. It's in the background, but you can, from the nose, tell that this is not a session beer just by breathing it in, even though the dark chocolate does cover it fairly well. Are you ready to go for it?
Let's do it. Cheers. Michael. Whoa. That is tasty. All right, a few quick comments, and then we'll get into the taste here. Craig Swinson is watching, says, good morning. Good morning, Craig. Trish over there at One Sip at a Time says, nice Christmas sweater. Thank you. You may remember it from the other night. I joined the Craft Beer Pours stream. It was a lot of fun. Craft Beer Pours is also watching, says, love the sweater. And Craig Swinson says, Saranac. We used to get those in New Hampshire, not anymore. Saranac. Huh, okay. Dragon's milk is delicious, says Trish. I agree. I'm not a big stout guy, but I really love Guinness Foreign Extra. I love that one as well, Craig. That's an excellent, pretty value-priced stout. And Trish says 11%. You must be prepping to conquer Christmas shopping. Yes, yes, I am. I'm a procrastinator. I'm going to probably do all of my Christmas shopping later today. So, all right. So let's talk about these beers a little bit. Michael, you want to lead off with yours?
Okay. The first sip and the first taste is the same as the nose. You get these really nice dark chocolate notes, and it's all over your mouth. I mean, it's completely out there, very dark chocolate. It's followed by kind of roasty malts as well, which are both together. And it for a 10% beer, it goes down really well. You can't really taste the alcohol. I mean, you know that it's not a session beer by the taste as well as the nose, but it you don't taste 10%. So the alcohol is well masked, and it's a dynamite beer. I like it.
Nice. Now, because it's called dark chocolate stout, does it say anything on the label? Do they actually add dark chocolate to that beer, or is it just coming from the malt?
They say it's coming from the 6 malts that they have in here. 6 malts produce the dark chocolate aroma and flavor. So there's no added chocolate in this. And it's funny when a brewery can do that with their malts and their hops and whatever they put together and get that flavoring in there, it shows you that they know what they're doing.
Right. I'm getting a lot of dark chocolate with this one, and it doesn't say anything. I don't think they don't add chocolate to this beer. It's just the way that they brew it. That dark roasted barley malt is really creating a nice depth of flavor. You're getting that dark chocolate note right up front. There's a definite bourbon note with this one. If anybody out there who's watched has ever had bourbon whiskey, you know, and you drink this, I mean, there's an immediate connection. You know that this was a barrel-aged product, and it works really well with the dark chocolate notes. There's some caramel sweetness. It is warming going down. You can tell that it's a high alcohol beer, but it's not boozy at all. Really, really enjoyable. I can't believe it's taken me so many years to try this beer. I've been seeing it forever. I just never picked it up, and man, it is well worth the price. I got $1 off. I bought it at Kroger. A 4-pack is normally $15. I got $1 off, so I got it for $13.99 for a 4-pack. I think that's a great value for this beer.
It's really a good price. It's funny, the history of that beer with me goes back to when my daughter went to college in Delaware, because we used to go to the Maryland border of Delaware, and they would have that beer. And I'd buy 4-packs. I'd bring them up, and they were involved in my various beer tastings that I did. And then recently, when my daughter was down in Delaware visiting her friends, she brought me back some of it. So I've tried it again. And it just seems like even among her friends, and as we've discussed before, she's not much of a beer drinker. She's more of a Bud Light, you know, that type. But she loves Dragon's Milk. I mean, there's just something about it that she really likes. And maybe because she does like hard liquor a little bit more, she gets into that bourbon quality that's in it, and that's why she likes it. But it's a very, you know, I've had it before. It's very well balanced too.
I find too that a lot of people that don't like, you know, standard beers like Budweiser, Bud Light, that type of thing, you know, a lot of them would probably like this because this is more of a dessert type product. People that like sweet things, you know, dark chocolate. And like you said, people that are into liquor would probably love this because there's a definite bourbon like presence from the barrel aging. I mean, it's just really, if you've never had a stout like this, it's definitely worth checking out because it's unlike any other beer out there. I mean, these imperial stouts that are barrel aged, especially, and yours isn't barrel aged, but it sounds like it has a lot of the same type qualities that mine has. I mean, they're really outstanding products.
Well, you really don't get the liquor side of it in this one. This is more like a Russian imperial stout, but I think it's the combination of those 6 malts producing that dark chocolate in the way it's put together. It's complex, and like I say, the fact that they've been able to mask the 10% alcohol is amazing. But I guess that's behind those hops again and the malts together. They're able to make it a very drinkable beer. And this is one you'd have to be careful with as well, because this is one it's a sipper, and yet if you got going with it, it could go, you know, you could go down quickly because it's not The alcohol
Yeah,
is the objection.
I'm sipping on mine, but it's going down really quickly.
Well, that's because you like it. So every sip, you're getting into it, and that's it. And I am too, and that's it. But like I said, after the chocolate in mine, you do get those dark roasty notes that we do seem to get in a lot of these imperial stouts, and that in combination with the dark chocolate really carries the show.
Yeah, same with mine. In the middle of the sip, you do get a nice like toasted bread note, which is really enjoyable. I love, darkly roasted barley malt really just imparts so many different character, so much character to the beer, including the dark chocolate, but definitely the toast notes in the middle of the sip. And I mean, it's just such an enjoyable beer. One thing I'll say about mine before I give it a rating is that there's no bitterness with this one. If you like, the coffee stouts and some of the other stouts that have more of a hot presence on the finish to balance it out, you might not like this one because it's all malt all the way through, very sweet. I'm not getting any hot bite on this one at all. What about you?
Okay, there's a mild hot bite in mine, but it's more of a background thing than it is anything that's right in your face. So it's almost like after you have that dark chocolate, roasted malt kind of feel, then somewhere further back there's a little mild bitterness, but this can't be more than maybe 25 or 30 IBUs. I don't think Brooklyn tells you how many IBUs it is, but there's mild bitterness in this, but the bitterness is not objectionable in this because combined with the other flavors, it gives you another taste. It's another off way to make the beer even more balanced.
Right. All right. One sip at a time says, good review, fellas. I got to get going. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, Trish. I appreciate you watching.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Patricia Sprinkles is tuning in, says, hi, everyone. Hello, Patricia. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So you thinking about a rating for that?
I think I have a number. Ron's here, by the way, too.
Oh, all right. Well, before we give a rating, let's see if Mr. Ron Ontario of Louisiana Beer Reviews has a stout to drink with us.
Oh, Bazam, I do not. But I'm going to run to the restroom, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I do have to drink, and it's not a stout.
Okay, that sounds good.
But it is 10% alcohol.
Ooh, all right.
And 51 IBUs.
Okay, so it sounds whatever Jay has is interesting.
Yeah, so we'll hold off on an actual rating until Jay has a chance to do his review. But in the meantime,
I can give you a little history of Russian imperial stouts. During the reign of the czars, they wanted a more fortified, heavy beer for their cold winters. So the different European brewers came up with the recipe for imperial stouts. Now, in that age, I'm sure they were not as high alcohol as this, but I'm sure for the day when your average beers were probably, like 4% maybe, the fact that these might have been 8 or 9% would have been a major deal at the time. And the style has held up well through the years. And they're saying on the bottle, the legendary Russian Imperial Stout, which is a lot for Brooklyn to say, but this does happen to be a quality stout.
Right. One stout that I haven't tried yet that is one of those Russian Imperial Stouts, very famous Russian Imperial Stout, is the Old Rasputin. I've never had that.
You should try that.
I believe that was like a 10 or 11% Imperial,
that's
really
from
up there.
From California. That was another one of the ones at Stout Fest that people were scoffing at, saying that it was a has-been stout. It's funny what happens to people, and it's okay. And I got to witness it firsthand. I didn't expect that I was going to have these people who, they're into local first, which is fine. It's good to support your local areas. They're into other half. They're into Barrier. They're into all the local companies that come up with their own stouts. But there's certainly nothing wrong with Old Rasputin. That was one of the classic stouts for a long time, and it's a good product for sure.
No doubt about that.
Is that a Christmas sweater, Ron? Oh, Saints. Okay. Very nice. I'm sporting my Christmas sweater that I got and wore at a Christmas party one time, so I figured I would break it out for this
I like Christmas sweaters.
special.
I like Christmas sweaters, but actually this sweatshirt would be best described as a Pittsburgh Steelers beatdown sweatshirt. I think
that'll be a good game. All right, real quick, a few comments, and then we're going to let you describe your beer for us. We got a lot of people watching this morning. So let's see. Crystal Gems has stopped in, and she's got the little Christmas tree. So Merry Christmas to you. You're not too late to the party, so sit down, relax, and about to listen to another beer review from Ron, and then we're going to give our ratings. Jeff Knapp says, happy Stout Sunday, guys. Well, happy Stout Sunday to you, Jeff. And he also says that Old Rasputin is very good. I think you'd like it, John. I think so, Jeff, and I'm going to have to try it really soon. And Farmall Fanatic is also watching and says, hey, hello, Farmall Fanatic. Thanks for tuning in. My goodness. And Eclipse Brewing just left a comment, says, morning, guys. Good morning to you as well, Eclipse Brewing. All right. So, Ron, what do you have? What are you drinking this morning?
Okay. First of all, aside from winning 5 Super Bowls, the Pittsburgh Steelers have done nothing in their history. Okay. That's all they've got to show.
Right.
5 Super Bowl championships. That's it. Now, but anyway, which is the most. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it 6? Whatever. We have won one single little championship. All right. All kidding aside. And I'm always serious even when I'm kidding. This is called Lagunitas Brown Sugar.
Oh. All right.
It is 10% alcohol. It was introduced, it's 51 IBUs. It was introduced in 1997. I did a video review. You know, I'm not just going to drink it just to drink it. And yeah, you know what kind of score I gave it. Can you hear the A+ coming out of that glass? I think you can.
I've had that beer and I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
This beer is not for everybody. The only people that would really like this beer are people that like a rich, malty, complex, lighter bread crust, brown bread crust aroma with a bold, sticky hop resin, light brown sugar, semi-sweet, medium malt presentation, a high medium mouthfeel, and a medium dry finish. If you don't like exemplary beers, this is not going to be one for you. So you have to think about that when you approach it. But if you're into the rich, bountiful flavors, the more exquisite exemplifications of ale, this might be something you would enjoy. Now, what would I score it? Oh, about a 97 out of 100. And it's so inexpensive. I mean, it's incredible, really. You see some beers that are maybe as good as this, but more than likely aren't. And they'll be $9.99, $12.99 for a 24-ounce bottle, 22-ounce if more than likely. And then here's this little 12-ounce bottle. Then I buy it over there at the store for a nominal fee. I mean, a nominal price. So I was kind of ranting about that in my solo review, that people say, oh, it's just common stuff. And of course, Heineken International now. I say, yeah, but it's awesomely common. You know what I mean? So that's
Lagunitas is one of those companies that makes really hoppy beers, and a lot of times they're piney with the hop varieties that they're using. But Lagunitas is the exception for that type of beer for me. I love every beer that I've ever had from Lagunitas. I think is extremely well crafted and excellent.
Right, and it has those sharp corners. It's like everything is rounded. Now that might, you saw my sort of quasi-disastrous taste challenge this morning. But those two whiskeys, all the corners are sharp. You know, it's like you'll get cut. It's like sandpaper to your face. But this one is just so rounded. It's so soft and approachable and fabulous. Anyway,
if memory serves me correctly, I think I can buy that bottle in my food cart for $1.76 for a 12-ounce bottle, and that's an amazing price.
There's no better value on the planet
for a 10% beer.
Right.
Then you can get the what's the one called the Waldo's?
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that was one of the better ones that I've had. I think it was called the Waldo's, actually. The Waldo's Special Ale.
Incredible, and for such a low price.
Did you get a chance to try? And this was a limited release thing. It was called their Super Cluster, and it came in a 12-ounce can. Did you get a chance to try that?
It was so good. I can't.
I mean, that was 8% alcohol, and you couldn't taste the alcohol in it. They really had it covered up really well.
I just couldn't get over that. Oh, I couldn't get over it. You know, it was so good. And well, let me ask you this, because I kind of jumped into this, kind of crashing your party a little bit, and I have to go do some things. I can't stay on here long. But what stout did John and Eli do?
Oh, we're about to give them rating. We held off on the ratings because you joined us. So I am drinking the New Holland Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout, 11% alcohol, and I'll go ahead and give a rating. I'm almost done with it. It's going down really scary easy for 11%.
The body's very thin.
It's very relatively thin, I guess, for an 11% alcohol product, but you can tell. I mean, there's some definite substance to it, and it's got a lot of flavor. A lot of the bourbon barrel qualities are coming through with this one, and a lot of dark chocolate, like I was telling Michael earlier.
Yes,
I've only had 2 stouts that I can think of that were better than this, and very slightly better. They were the Goose Island Bourbon Barrel Stout Northwood Stout Edition 2017, and the Founders CBS. So, and those got perfect scores for me, 100 out of 100. This one is right there with it. So I have to give it, I got to call it like I see it, and it's getting a 99 out of 100. It is pretty much a world-class beer. I would recommend it to anybody that likes stouts, and the price was right. I got it at Kroger, Ron, for $13.99 for a 4-pack, which for this high of a quality product, I think is an excellent value.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll say this real fast. If you ever get to try the Black Peter, I'm sorry, what am I saying? I'm thinking about the Grateful Dead. If you ever get to try the Black Albert and the Nogon no O Tokyo Horizon, those are even better than that. But I mean, they better be, because they're $10.99 a bottle. I mean, and we're talking about 11.2 ounce bottle. So they're beyond. You know, those few beers that they're like above 100, but right. Normally you won't run across something like that. But I think the Dragon Stout is very good. I loved it. My only reservation on that was that I found the body was a little too thin, that it was almost like a porter. And I read some other written reviews that seemed to back me up on that. But I mean, I would recommend people to buy it and try it. You really do need to do that.
And Jay, my beer was Brooklyn's Black Chocolate Stout.
Oh, I adore that beer.
At 10%, and I'm going to give it a 96.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, right. I'm right there with you on that.
And we were talking again in mine also the fact that they use 6 different malts to create that dark chocolate effect, which I found to carry the beer.
Oh,
and
right.
Very drinkable. And as John's going through his quickly, so am I.
And we were talking before Ron got on here. That is the base or the standard version. They have another one that you were saying they age in champagne barrels.
Well, it's actually in bourbon barrels with champagne yeast added.
Right, with the champagne yeast. And I was talking to Michael, Ron, about your review of the New Belgium Brut IPA, which Brut IPA has that champagne yeast in it. And you didn't really care for that one.
Yeah, I would nickname that Brutal. Brutal.
All right, a few more comments here. Bart Robinson has tuned in. Hello, Bart. He says, "Happy Sunday, fashion icons." Heading out soon to Swedesboro, New Jersey, to a great bar to watch the Eagles game. $1 for a 16-ounce Miller High Life and PBR drafts all day. Holiday cheers.
That would be a real, I mean,
can't beat that.
I might get
an awesome deal.
Would you drink more than one if you went to that, John and Neely, or Michael?
I would.
Oh, absolutely. For $1, I'd drink a few.
I mean,
I'd take the bus home. Let's just put it like that.
Because if you think about it, the macros can be high priced. It's not like they're always
right. No joke. No joke.
Well, we have deals here. We have a great place that has $2 12-ounce PBRs on draft, but $1 for a 16-ounce draft.
Amazing.
That's an awesome deal.
That's amazing.
I'm about to get off of this, but you want to hear an interesting story that's very short?
Absolutely. We're gonna wrap it up anyway when you get done, before that way you don't have to drop off early. But please let's hear your story.
In 1999, I went on this massive Western bus trip. I wanted to go to all the Western states, not Alaska, but all the other ones. So back in those days, Greyhound had what they called a Discovery Pass, and they had different levels. You could buy it, and it was unlimited travel. It didn't matter what. You could just present the pass and get on the bus, get off, wherever you wanted to go. No problem. So I bought one. It was very cheap, $25 a day. Now so I went all the way to Seattle. I mean, all the way to Spokane, Washington, Portland, Oregon. Okay, so it stopped in Denver, and they said, okay, the next bus will leave in about 5 hours. I said, oh, I got time. I was walking all around Denver, looking, touring, going to the state capitol, taking photos and all of that. So then about 2 blocks from the bus station, behind the bus station, it was kind of like a hobo bar. I don't know what else to call it. But I went in there and they had Pabst Blue Ribbon for $1 and Imperial pints, not like 16-ounce, like these huge. I said, holy smokes. So I said, well, give me one, $1. Fill it all the way up. So I drank it. It was so hot. It was so incredibly hot in Denver. And it's very dry out there. And that can kill you. You could walk along and it's so dry you don't realize because you don't sweat so much. And you could just drop dead. It's very dangerous. So I drank that down like just gulp. I said, well, heck, give me another one. So I drank 2 of these at $2 and plus a tip. And I remember walking back to the bus station. I said, good thing I'm on the bus. But it tasted so good on draft. There's so much to be said for draft beer. It's such a different experience than canned or bottled. But anyway, that's the story. And that's 19 years ago, but it was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
So Jay, you have plans? Jay has plans for this Wednesday? You're doing something which is the 26th, which is our last 2019 wild card.
Yeah, 18. We have. Okay, yeah, it's contingent upon weather, but it looks like there's some plans coming up, which is going to preclude the wild card Wednesday. But there is a possibility, although it's slim, that we could join, but it won't be with us on video. It could just be our voices. You know how you'll get that? I can't get that camera to work on the other computer, but anyway, that's okay. So that there is the possibility we could jump in as like some interlopers, you know what I mean?
I think I was telling John when I used to go to the beach club and try to join on Wednesday nights, and there were times when I looked at the video and I came on just as an M. No picture. I wasn't there. Right. I was just an M. So my camera either didn't work or I wasn't set up or whatever it was.
We could hear you, and then we could hear all the people at the club like talking, whatever. It was kind of.
Well, it would be perfect if you could just tell the people to keep away, but they have to walk by to get to the bathroom. So it's right by our cabana where I was doing it, which makes it kind of hard. And of course, they look at you and they say, "What are you doing?" And I'm saying, "I'm doing a beer examination." They kind of just walk by, look at you like you're crazy. But hey, it's okay.
Right, that's the experience we have. That like, what are these maniacs doing? But so it's unlikely, but it's not without. It's still within the realm of possibility that we could join. It would be David and myself joining.
Okay, that would be the first time.
That would be a very interesting time right there. If David Garlapede would join.
We'd love to see him on, and even if he doesn't actually show his face and just talks, it would be fun.
Yeah, and he monitors everything anyway. And then we did a triplicate yesterday evening at the Hot Rod shop. just as a preview, folks, we did a triplicate yesterday evening at the Hot Rod Shop of Dixie, Black, and Voodoo. Then we did Old Milwaukee, and then we followed it up with Carbox. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. And that was a rollicking series of videos. So people might want to look forward to that.
Absolutely. Well, we will all be awaiting those videos to be posted on YouTube. So we will go ahead and wrap up this live examination. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We had a nice group of people in the chat today. That's always exciting on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael, for joining. Thank you, Ron, for joining. Louisiana Beer Reviews is his channel. If anybody does not already know that, you need to wake up and smell the roses. But we had some excellent beers today. 99 out of 100 for the Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. Michael gave his Brooklyn Dark Chocolate Stout, I think, a 96.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Jay gave his Lagunitas Brown Sugar a 97 out of 100. So we're all talking about, pretty darn close to world-class beers here. Check them out if you haven't already, and let us know what you think. Thank you once again for tuning in. That'll do it for this live examination. And as you can see, my beer was excellent. It is gone.
I still have a few sips, but everybody enjoy your Christmas plans and have fun.
That's right. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And until next time, cheers, everybody.